Right about now is when people start paying attention, unless you are A, someone like me or somebody in the media, or B, somebody who watches this show on a regular basis. The truth of the matter is, if you look back at our website, I was predicting before almost anybody that Donald Trump was going to win the Republican nomination. And I said so repeatedly, I said so gleefully. I actually put down in print a path where how he was going to win the Republican nomination, and I was correct, and most of my assertions came true. And I'm also saying now that he is going to be the next president of the United States. He's going to win. Doesn't matter how many dead people they can get to vote in Chicago. So here's the funny part. For me at least, it's funny. When the Republican contest was over, and then the Democrats and the Republicans had their conventions, I had it. I'd had it. I was so wrung out. I was so just weary of this election cycle that I turned off my television. We focused on finishing What Would Muhammad Do? And now, right now, is when most people are starting to pay attention. You realize, of course, that in less than an hour, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump will face off. They expect 100 million viewers or more. Every major network is going to carry it. All the cable stations are going to carry it. It's going to be streamed online from multiple sources. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some alien spacecraft that's going to be either watching it or sending a signal down. And there will be international viewers. Right? This is a big deal. The Super Bowl averages around 100 million viewers. Now, that's on one network. This, however, is going to go head-to-head, and it may actually surpass the number of people who watch the Super Bowl. So, what can we expect? There is, of course, the hubbub as to whether or not Hillary will be wearing any kind of an earpiece. I doubt that. Let's talk about what the Democrats are worried about, and then we'll talk about what the Republicans are worried about. The Democrats are worried, first of all, that Hillary will have anything that even remotely resembles a health issue. If you look at some of the video footage of Hillary or some of the still shots of Hillary, you will notice that one of her eyes occasionally is not in focus. And there are people in the medical profession who believe that this reveals some type of ongoing neurological health problem. I don't know that it's true, and I'm not a doctor, but you can tell when somebody is not right when their eye doesn't focus, all right? She's not an icon. Did you know? Do you get the reference? Did you know? All right, I'm going to go on this rabbit trail because it's interesting. If you look at this icon behind me, can they see that icon? If you look at Greek and Russian Orthodox icons, one of the eyes of the Lord will be looking at you, and the other one looks past you. Because it's looking, one of them is weighing your soul, and the other one is saying to you, look towards the day of judgment. Look towards the day of judgment. Well, Hillary's not an icon, now that we're done with that rabbit trail, and her eye drifting is not her looking into my soul, and it's certainly not her reminding me to look for my day of judgment. Hillary's eye drifting may be a window into her soul, or perhaps into her body, that there's a problem. There was a clip. Go ahead and play that clip, Lane. Watch this. Watch her come down the stairs. This was shot like yesterday, the day before. Look at how deliberate she is when she walks. There's something that's not right there. When a person walks down the stairs who's in good health, they're not doing it like they're threading a needle. Something is wrong. So the Democrats are going to be on pins and needles as to whether or not she'll become confused. Something will happen that indicates any type of a health problem. If she has a coughing fit. Next, they're worried about her scandals coming up to the surface, and then Trump teeing off on them. Now, you might have noticed over the last few days that there's this big hubbub that the media is treating Trump too fairly. And they're doing actually a bad job and a disservice to the American people by not going after Trump on his lies. We're going to talk about that when we come back, and we're going to focus on what they have not done with Hillary and her lies.